Hello everyone, and welcome to the opening match for DBDLeague Season 8. I'm Williawesome with the Dead by Daylight League, and we are glad to have you here. GiveX on the Blight for Karma, and already, we see a survivor right across the map, and we should be getting into our first chase very soon. And this is looking to be a good one, playing on the new Blood Lodge. Looks a little bit different than what I remember. It is a new map after all, and I haven't played in a while. But we do see the Corrupt Intervention already about halfway done, and GiveX getting into the first chase with Magic on the Nancy, missing that rush, and I will hand it over to you, Dyer.
Yeah, welcome in everyone from me as well. First chase going on. LUM Magic actually doing a very, very good job here, dropping 2 pallets and getting into a very, very safe place right here. Uses this very well once again. GiveX taking an extra bump here onto the rock now. 1 remaining, and he doesn't manage to injure this survivor. We are already on 90 elapsed seconds in this trial here. Corrupt Intervention soon gone, and so far not doing a lot of work for the killer here, as we are chasing in the corrupted generator side. So the active generators will be pumped out right here from Luminescence, and still no injury just yet. Attempt of a window fake doesn't work out, so LUM Magic now dropping this resource here as well. That's the good news for the mid game later. You do have a few pallets removed, a little bit of patience mind game by GiveX, but well, no down, and the first generator already done. That's not looking too good for a Blight.
Yeah, I mean, we do have the down here onto LUM Magic, but like you said, it is a bit of a slow start for a Blight, and we do see the pop will come up. That's another generator getting done. 2 generators done for 1 hook on Blight. This is not a good start for GiveX, but like you mentioned, getting some of these pallets down out of the way might help later on. But that was a really good chase from LUM Magic, just showing his prowess on the Nancy. And, we see another survivor right here. And the mind game comes through, the pallet gets dropped, and Delusion avoids the hit. Another survivor going in for the save. Will GiveX be able to stop it? Doesn't seem like that's gonna happen. And we get the hit onto LUM Magic, no doubt going for the early tunnel.
Yeah, this is now going to be a tricky situation, right, for LUM Magic. You mentioned it, GiveX is in a very, very difficult situation. He needs to get the survivor out as soon as possible, but we're still just talking about the second stage, and so much time has already passed. And LUM Magic, we talked about it in the campfire chat, how important the opening game is, and we are talking about the opening chase even, and LUM Magic serving the juice on Season 8 starter stream here, just 4 minutes into the trial, now going down. The plan of tunneling this survivor out was good to go, but the decisive strike as well. Luminescence playing with the emotions of GiveX here, Will.
That is so unfortunate. You need to go for the tunnel, but it just so happens to be the wrong person. GiveX gives up that chase to go pressure the generators. Enough generators done, and this one is so close to being finished. You do have the hit on Delusion, but that isn't the person you wanted. And, we do have a bit of a 3-gen here, though. Now I'm looking at it, and we do have quite a few pals down around here as well, so this could get very dangerous for the survivors if they don't play it well. GiveX, all he has to do is just defend this generator, make sure the survivors can't progress it too much. And you might have something to work with there.
Yeah, that's at least for this survivor. You have something here as well, so it's still quite equal, but the 3-gen you mentioned is important. Luminescence will have to pay very, very careful attention onto this setup. The killer is looking around. GiveX not up to chase there on the northern side of the Blood Lodge, keeping an eye here. We do see the eruption as well, trying to get a little bit of regression whenever possible. Pop goes to Weasel, not too oppressive for the survivors yet, but a great one here onto Sasua. And now you slowly start to take back the control on the Blood Lodge here. You have 3 injured survivors, so if they do decide to go for a reset, that's going to take quite some time here. And Sasua also quite in the open, so that should be the window, but GiveX gets a little bit stuck there on the edge map tile, so that's going to be the last missing centimeters for Sasur, but he's not able to reach the pallet over here. Eruption doing a little bit of work, so now Karma definitely with the good work, but there's the generator going off. 2 stages in exchange for 4 generators, and the final one already coming out. Well, this means endgame.
Oh, no. GiveX did not have a good performance. Sasua already off of the hook. Things are not going well. No endgame perks either. Oh, that's rough. I don't know what else to say. That is rough.
That is very, very rough, yeah, and that could potentially decide a lot about your mindset here in this first set. Karma will need to make sure that they are securing the few last stages here in this trial. 2 survivors already escaped Nightfall, and Sasua are the 2 that are still in here, and we do see the scratch marks leading towards the other door that doesn't seem to be open just yet, so he might just make it in time. Oh, it is actually open. They are all escaping. It's a 4-man escape by Luminescence. You had just these stages on this one survivor that you didn't manage to successfully tunnel out. That means we are on, I believe, 6-20 in this first game here. 20 points for Luminescence, 6 points for Karma. A very devastating result for the killer of Karma here. That was quite an opening trial, Will, and what would you think Karma is coming back here in trial number 2?
I mean, I don't know what Karma is going to come back with, but I do want to flip the perspective and just say incredible job from Luminescence being able to spread out their gen pressure and being able to crack that 3-gen so well. So good ups on them. Karma, they're going to have to come back with... They're going to have to bring all their firepower if they want to win their pick.
Yeah, it's absolutely crazy. That's the first challenge of Season 8, and it's right away a very tough one. We will be back for you, ladies and gentlemen, with Trial 2 and Karma on the Survivor side after a short break. Alright everyone, welcome back to the second trial here, and that's going to be quite a tough challenge for Karma. Now on the Survivor side, we only have 2 stages we can hand out, and that would already be a tie, except these 2 stages would only be 1 survivor. So basically you do need a perfect survivor game on the Blood Notch here, and Lumagic, just the MVP of the first trial with his long early chase, is now on the Blight. And you do carry that confidence over most of the time, and you do play very well as a survivor, you're playing very well as a killer. And then hits like these also connect. That's part of the karma you then have built up for yourself. Will, what do you think? This first down so early into the trial, how does it look for Karma here?
Not good. I mean, like you said, it's 2 stages on 2 survivors for a tie. If you get 3 stages in any configuration, it's round 1 in favor of Luminescence. And Lumagic already putting on a good performance so far, and already getting into a second chase. It's the Lumagic versus GiveX 1v1 once again. And our Jake gets pulled off of the hook. Lumagic gonna go straight back, gonna try and get that tunnel once again. And maybe the survivors are Karma unlucky, and oh, never mind. Lumagic doesn't want to go for the tunnel. I was gonna suggest Jake might have DS, and that might play out in the favor of Karma, but Lumagic just doesn't care. He wants to go protect generators.
Yeah, it seems to be a good call here, right? Because if you do have a fresh survivor now, you would already have the tie secured on basically 5 generators still standing. So Quentin has to do a little bit of choosing here, showing great patience actually on this pallet. That was a really strong play here by him, dropping the pallet perfectly to get the Magic and himself a little bit of distance here, but we do see him going down right now. We also have the information that just close to the killer, there's a generator under attack here. Call of Brine helping a little bit. There's the second stage that would seal the deal with the next stage already. So Karma now needs the unhook, needs to reset Quentin, and from there basically play a perfect game, and that is going to be quite rough. Also, the generator split right here, quite good for him, and Jake out of nowhere taking an injure as well. So LUMagic being well aware of these surroundings, and well, now this is the all-deciding chase here.
Yeah, and it's already over. It's already over. Oh boy. So that's gonna be Luminescence taking round 1, assuming generator got done. Maybe body blocks? No, it doesn't look like it. I was gonna say, depending on how many survivors there could come in for some body blocks and try and prevent this round winning hook from happening. But that is going to be the round going the way of Luminescence. We are still going to play it out, and we are going to see what Karma can still do, because who knows? That might have been the last hook of the entire game.
Maybe, yeah, and that would be still important, right? Even though set point number 1 has been decided, Luminescence is taking it, it still counts what is happening now. Because first of all, it's for your mindset and your courage for the second set. Second of all, Karma is going to stay on the survivor side. So if this side is now going well and you can prove yourself, okay, we can keep Luminescence under control, we can set a few borders for LUMagic that he can't cross, then you are going very confident into the second set, which is going to be very, very crucial if you want to force the tiebreaker right here. So it's still an important performance by Team Karma, but unfortunately Kilade also going down here while Fedinit is still sitting on the hook. We do have a second generator coming out, so Karma with another generator right there, proving the efficiency. And this is maybe what will make the difference going into the next set here.
Yeah, but that is going to be one survivor down and out. We got another survivor on the hook. You got 3 survivors against a Blight, and it isn't looking too good. On the bright side, there is no 3-gen for LUMagic to kind of abuse here on this map. And this has got to be a last-second save. Fedinit has been on the hook for so long, and no one's going for the save. It's just going to be the second stage for Fedinit. And survivors trying to get these generators done, but I mean, not necessarily a bad call. If you get these generators completed, you can get out and have a couple escapes maybe.
Yeah, an escape would, I think, be a very, very good sign right here, but LUMagic just chase after chase. Karma really doesn't get any moment in the game where they are not under pressure or not in the task of proving themselves. Now we do have the next down onto Quentin right here. Fedinit needs a heal in order to stay safe, so that's going to cut down more time from the survivor team, except they are going to just crank the generator here. Quentin has 60 more seconds on the hook. We do have a pop goes to Weasel kick. That's now going to take a little bit care of the blood notch here, a little bit of housekeeping by LUMagic, getting rid of some pallets left and right, checking the area, expecting that a Karma survivor would already be around. And I think even this setup here on the shack with the 2 generators and the main building is not the worst one with a high mobility killer like the Blight. Just really, really careful here. I do like how LUMagic is not falling into, let's call it a blood rush, and basically trying to get the dominance onto Karma now, doing something risky, just playing it out in a good way, keeping everything under control. And I think that's going to help Luminescence even more, knowing that they have a killer that can really keep the cool head right here. Ace now being found at the shack. They do save Quentin, so Karma showing a good fight here. I would really hope they're getting it out here.
Yeah, and we do see a little bit of the mind games coming in from LUMagic. Fedinit being chased at the shack here. They've been really, I mean, historically they've been extremely strong for the Blight. We'll see what LUMagic can do with it. And, ooh, a nice locker play from Fedinit, but the body block from LUMagic is better. And it gets that M1, and Fedinit still opting to stay at the shack, even though that window was blocked. LUMagic, though, decides to leave and go back to where these other survivors were doing the unhook, and Givex, a nice hit around the corner. LUMagic gonna take some time to apply that Colubrine back on that generator before resuming the chase, or just giving it up completely. LUMagic gonna go back and try and find some other survivors, and oh wait, I got bamboozled. I didn't know Givex was there.
Killer bringing Bamboozle as a 5th perk here for our caster. The Magic playing with an extraordinary setup today. Givex is a good news for Karma though, because that's the survivor that has 2 minutes on the hook, so you can actually use that time a little bit for your generators, and you also put pressure with the deliverance right here, so no survivor had to leave the engines. We're going towards the fun bus that is not as strong as we used to it anymore, and that's going to be a little bit of trouble for our Nia that is not able to reach the pallet. We do see the heal in the background, so the Magic can go a little bit into chill mode, knowing that this generator is not under attack because of the reset. We do have a decisive strike now as well, but by far less damaging than in the previous trial. The Magic just quickly catching up here, and since the resource, a nice stat hard here though as well, so Givex really popping off here once again, and that's what Team Karma needs right now, a player that is stepping up and showing just some very insane individual skill.
Yeah, and Givex, although it didn't perform too great in the first trial, really showing up here, giving LUM Magic an extra long run for his money. Finally goes down for that second time though, and a hook conveniently right here. And let that be a lesson to you pub jukers, Dead Hard is still good. We do have another generator getting done in the meantime. LUM Magic just bouncing all around looking for survivors.
Now Givex, the hero of Team Karma on the second hook here, is doing a little bit of stealthing here, trying to keep it safe. We do see the adrenaline there for the people as well. Interesting perk combination, and inner strength potentially coming in. Unfortunately not active right now for our Quentin. What's going to be the next step? 2 survivors standing in the trial. Givex on the hook. Wouldn't be surprised if LUM Magic is just staying close here, using his hill advantage a little bit as well. You get a very good and clean overview on what's going on at the Blood Lodge at the moment, so you can catch the survivors when they are rotating in. I would doubt that Fedonit is the one rotating over, so it would be Quentin coming over from the fun bus, but that was quite a distance towards the hook, so I would think they're not making it, but I was wrong. Fedonit moving in last second, but he will be eliminated, so that's going to be 2 survivors sitting on 1 generator, one of them injured. So Karma, I really like their mentality, I really like the fight they are showing. It makes me getting a good hope for the second set here.
Yeah, and LUM Magic hasn't really checked this generator over near Killer Shack, so that makes me think that survivors could possibly be working on it. But given that we did just kick this high progress generator, perhaps not. LUM Magic just looking for whoever was working on this one. Just trying to get something done. Checking lockers even. And I don't know what else to add.
Yeah, checking the lockers, unfortunately not as successful as Zaka. Zaka managed in 2 DBDL tournaments in a row a first try grab from a locker. He just randomly chose one, and there was a survivor in both times. So Zaka holds the DBDLeague medal for most lucky locker checks. Unfortunately, our Blight here not as lucky as Zaka. We do have a little bit of action here on this pallet, trying to fake it, but the Magic too experienced and too much ahead of the play. Waiting out the DH into the grab here as well. So very good work, Givex, therefore leaving the trial. We will see him in the upcoming set. That leaves our Quentin, the one that was fighting, the one that was rotating in and out for the team, getting the tasks done. But in DBDLeague, we do force a set spawn location for the hatch. So yeah, Quentin, thank you for listening to me as if I'm sitting in your VC right now, pointing on the channel, on the exit gate, just getting the first percentages into this exit gate here already without alerting the killer. But I do think the Magic caught him anyway, otherwise Quentin not really with a reason to run, and Will, that seems to be the final chase of this first set.
Yeah, let's hope it's a good one. Zulf on the Quentin had a nice bit of a head start, but it doesn't matter. Takes the hit, going over the pallet. Trying to be a little greedy with just waiting there for the vault. And can't really do that too much on ping, but we do have a very nice double pallet setup here. And there's one pallet gone. And is that second pallet gonna get broken? No. But our Quentin goes down. That's going to be a nice 4 kills at 4 generators completed. And that, I believe that is going to be a final score of 48 points for Luminescence, 14 for Karma.
Wow. Well, that's a score, right? 48 to 14. That's not a score, that's a score. And I mean a score. 48 to 14 is a great start into Season 8 for Luminescence. It's a great start into this game. It's showing Karma this is how this match is supposed to go. We are aiming for the 2-0 here, and we are aiming for the 2-0 in a very, very dominant way. So that was one hell of a performance by Team Luminescence. The first set point is handed out to them. We are moving forward to the Mastermind on the call tower. Ladies and gentlemen, the pressure is on the shoulders of Karma. Hopefully they got good Karma to make it back against their opponent. We'll be back for you straight after a short break.
Hello everyone and welcome to round 2 of Karma versus Luminescence. We have LUMagic playing the Mastermind for Luminescence. Karma coming off of a not so great performance in the last round, but new map, new killer. Let's see what they can do. Hopefully they'll be able to come up with a stronger performance. And LUMagic already, there's a survivor here, and it is going to be GiveX on the Nia. Pallet pre-drop just to be safe. LUMagic going to go for the break, and this is a very interesting build. We have Agitation, Pain Resonance, No Way Out, and the Corrupt Intervention. I have to admit, I haven't seen too much of the new Pain Res. I have no idea what those tokens do, but we do have an M1 off of the hill onto GiveX. LUMagic going to be chasing with those bounds, not quite catching anything, and GiveX just going on a run, trying to waste as much time as physically possible. And LUMagic, a little bit of a mind games. Does he get the second? Oh, but the locker juke is good.
Nice, that was so clean and so much what Karma needed. I liked how you mentioned new killer, new map, because I feel like that's exactly what Karma needs! These jukes and a new mindset for the second one, unfortunately. GiveX taking the knife into the back here, but we already have one generator completed, and I wouldn't be too surprised if there would be a second one following very, very soon. Pain Resonance has been changed to only giving value when you are hooking a fresh survivor. So it's been like a little bit of an anti-tunnel perk. You want to spread it as much as possible across the opponent team. Now we do see that Faranit was leaving in time. LUMagic not interested in that. We have seen the space style from him on the Blight set. Really, really careful around the hook, looking back and forth, trying to assert dominance in a certain area. Faranit now, though, a little bit unaware of the killer's position, taking an easy injury right here. So that leaves Kirat and our Quentin as the responsible saviors on this shack generator. Unfortunate that we also have a regressing generator right in front of the hook, because I do feel like this one will go all the way back to 0.
Yeah, and if you are the survivors, having a gen go from, I don't know, I think that was what, 70 or something?
Yeah.
Having it go from 70 to 0, that's a lot of time wasted, and it feels horrible if you are a survivor. We do have all the survivors kind of just hanging out, doing their own thing. And we do have another Fednit trying once again to complete this generator so close to the killer. Doesn't want to give LUMagic any semblance of a 3-gen on this shack side of the map. The other survivors probably working on generators. Right now, it doesn't seem like anyone's going for the save. Oh, we do have Zolt here on the Quentin. Ooh, gets grabbed, doesn't... I don't know about that pallet stun, but yeah. It works. You got the save off of it, so if it works, it works. LUMagic changing targets onto GiveX, wants to get a survivor out of the game. GiveX ran the Deliverance Decisive this time around. I don't know if Decisive is banned, but if not, GiveX would be the survivor to have it. Does go down over the pallet.
Now we do see them over here at the hill gen, the crucial one. We do not have the decisive strike right here, so we do see that Givex is going to take the quick leave into this into this game, the quick exit here. 3-man standing for Team Karma. They do break this generator out of this setup, though. That was really, really important. We can only hope that it wasn't too high of a price here for the Quentin, who's now on the edge map, so that's going to be a quick down for Lumagic here. We do see one survivor close by, just passing by for the top side of the coal tower as well. So Karma now spreading in a good way between top and bottom. We do force this edge hook here, which actually quite work out into Karma's favor. Watch these 4 generators that are very beautifully split across the coal tower, and the hook nowhere close of it. So Lumagic, with his play style of protecting the hook survivor, going around trying to check the area, doesn't really work out. We do have a little bit of a greeting here from Team Karma as well. That's going to waste a little bit of time on top of it. Good to see it every time it happens. And I do feel like even though there are only 3 survivors standing from Team Karma, they are in quite a good position right now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, we did see the firecrackers wasted in that save attempt, but oh well, you win some, you lose some. Firecrackers not too important, but that flashbang, not flashbang, the trap mine, blast mine, whatever it's called, the trap perk. We did see that get a decent amount of value. Lumagic spending an awfully long time looking for the survivor who did that too. I mean, I would too. I don't like being flashbanged by a generator, and it's I will say, Blast Mine is a great perk to counter the gen kick meta. But we are in another chase back at the killer shack. A nice throw onto Kille, and we're gonna see this chase here around this filler pallet right next to this generator. It's not what you wanted. This gen got regressed so much earlier, and they've spent so much time getting progress back. And nice stun from Kille onto Lumagic is gonna give a decent amount of distance. Oh, and another one.
Wow, good.
The
really,
one
really great.
punch.
Yeah, this one was a really good play now from Quentin here as well, from our Jake. It's Jake coming out here now on top. Quentin earlier with a good chase after getting his generator done. Givex with a great opener. So Fedinit needs to prove himself here for Team Karma, and hopefully the last and final chase able to hold Lumagic a little bit. But we do see that hook stage number 5 is coming in exchange for 4 generators. Definitely a reason for Team Karma to feel good, to feel confident. They have a control over the coal tower. They have managed to break up the 3 gen, so everything important. We're looking into the to-do list on the survivor side. They can make a lot of check marks onto that one. Lumagic, though, has to make sure that he's getting a few more stages in. I would say with this performance he's shown so far, 7 or 8 stages would be something you can be really happy with. But considering that Karma just started generator number 5 and lacking a little bit of efficiency here because Fedinit was hiding quite a long time for the rescue and is now also going to be busy in the chase here, I'm actually now a little bit worried when that time comes. We're going into endgame. We are forcing Fedinit into the mind game, who's going to take the hit, and he's running towards the hook. So Karma losing a little bit of the organization here, a little bit of chaos is starting on the coal tower bottom side here. Good that Fedinit is making it back towards the pallet. Lumagic now distracted by Quentin coming in, but that's not going to be the save. So we will see the second stage onto this survivor, and we have nobody currently working on the generators.
Yeah, unfortunately that is a bit of a blunder from Karma's side, not being able to get that save. And now we have 2 survivors that are injured. They can't realistically do much until they reset, but Lumagic being so far away, the call has to have been made that Lumagic is far away from this hook. So Zulf on the Quentin didn't even attempt to go for the save, instead wanted to work on this generator, get the last one done, but is going to get caught out. Someone's going to need to get the save onto Kille here. And
there's no point in
Zulf's going to jump in the locker to make sure that happened. Did I see a little like finger wag there
Yeah.
from the Wesker. Wow.
Yeah, you did well. That was a very... it was so perfect in that moment, right? Probably if you didn't catch it, guys, then please make sure you go back in the break and catch that moment again. You shouldn't miss that. But we do have the next hook coming in. 7 stages now. We do have Fedonit still injured. They do need to get this efficiency onto the generators, and Luminescence is a killer who does notice lack of efficiency, right? Who knows exactly how much time he has, who's doing great in calculating how much time he has for a chase, how far he can go away from a hook, and if Karma is not getting this pressure onto the objectives, that's just coming in clutch for killer like Luminescence. An ace, unfortunately, running in front of the killer, will need to be grabbed from the locker here, but that's going to be stage number 8 coming out. Same hook as before. So Karma under a lot of pressure. Good news, you have 2 minutes of hang time on this survivor right here, but if you don't make a very, very quick change here, and if you don't get, for example, a longer chase again, I feel like this is what we are missing compared to the early part of the game on the coal tower here, and it's going to stay quite rough.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh! Decisive! We found the decisive. Unfortunately, it didn't really matter.
Not too long of a chase after the decisive. I do feel like, this is just personal, but I do feel like with all the changes that we have made recently, it would be okay to put decisive back on 5 seconds. Probably I'm going to upset the chat with that statement, but I do feel like with all the nerfs, like we have just seen it, right? You're dropping from the shoulder, especially when the resources are gone. Killers like a Blight, killers like a Mastermind are able to very, very quick catch up on you again, so that was kind of an issue here for Team Karma, and hello to your teammate! You're actually going to get smashed right into him, and that's going to be a very quick down onto Kill 8 here. So Karma now more working on exchanging hook stages rather than being efficient on the generators. They are not able to go for the strong setup here and the strong performance, which is a little bit sad to see because they have done anything and everything in the early game to prepare themselves for a good mid game, right? They have gotten rid of the generator at the hill section to make sure that the 3-gen is not too strong. We do have the adrenaline player right here though, but I do think there was no way out that we could quickly see at the door there. So we have the next locker play right here. Fedonit now hiding. Is it going to be the successful locker grab this time? That's the question here. Luminescence doing a good work so far, and Luminescence not waiting a single second, just going for it. That's going to be the hook stage 12 hooking killer Mastermind on the coal tower. The important thing to mention, Will, they got the... Did they get the 5 generators?
They did not, no. They didn't finish
but they
the
got 4.
generator.
Okay, but
it's
still important, right? Because at least you have taken the potential to play around the 3-gen on the killer side. That's the other team has to go for more. They have secured themselves basically that they can use the setup of the map, because Luminescence will be forced to get all generators done. So they cannot go the easy way here. They cannot go for, okay, let's ignore the 3-gen, let's get the other generators in. So getting towards the 4th generator is always at least some kind of hope for you.
Yeah, and with that in mind, I'm expecting the killer for Karma. I imagine it would be GiveX again, to just bringing all sorts of generator regression perks.
Yeah.
And then the survivors of Luminescence, they're gonna have to come up with a plan to break up the 3-gen before the killer even realizes it's there, which is gonna be kind of a tough ask, especially against a killer like Mastermind. And we saw what happens when you even slip for a second on that gen pressure.
Yeah.
The game can just completely fall apart, as it happened here. So Luminescence, they do have a win condition, but it isn't an easy one, and we'll see if they can reach that after the break.
Welcome back, everybody. This is potentially the final trial here between Karma and Luminescence, and we do need a very, very strong performance from this killer here. We need 2 generators still standing in order to push us towards the Dead Dog Saloon and the Wraith. That's going to be a very nice stun here by Delusion, vaulting into the main building in time, making sure that there's going to be no quick injury onto this first chase. Claudette also dropping this very early, so good job right here. We are moving forward towards the TNL section in the corrupted area. Odstava mind game does unfortunately... Yeah, it actually kind of worked. It's Sasua now taking the injury right here. So was a bit unexpected, I believe, for our Claudette, now rotating into the main building as well. Good news, all of these survivors are chased in the corrupted area, so you have a good first pressure onto the active ones.
Yeah, and we do have Sasua continuing this chase around the window, it seems. No, going... I have no... Givex. It's a little lost, goes up the stairs. No survivor to be found, breaks the wall. And instead we're going to be... We have 2 survivors here. We have VLT coming in for the body block, but both survivors gets hit. VLT gets smacked against Sasua, and... I forgot that this killer could do that, honestly. But we have Givex once again resuming chase against Sasua, no longer in the corrupted side, so we might see some survivors be forced off of their generators just because of this chase. Can Givex get hit? Ooh, not quite enough. Sasua should be able to make it into the ship, but the full infection slows down that move speed. Sasua goes down. A good first chase. Generator gets done right next to where Sasua went down, so... Googs has to be a little mindful about where you put this survivor. There is the first aid spray coming through onto VLT. And we should see more generators getting done in the meantime.
And that was a quite important generator down there, right? Because remember what happened in the first trial on the Mastermind? We had this generator on 70% that regressed all the way into nothing because they allowed the hook being a little bit too close right there. So good play here and good organized play by Team Luminescence to get that done just in time before the survivor is going down. But Nightfall needs to watch out here that he's not going down while Sasua is still on the hook. That would create a lot of pressure onto the survivor team. Unfortunately, Givex a little bit too optimistic on the swing here. Doesn't really get the down edge map. Andy is going to waste a few seconds here. Comp corner as its best from Nightfall, while meanwhile Sasua is going to be saved. So LeMagic and Delusion, one of them was going for the Anok, so we have at least 1 survivor on the generators. And given the time factor since the last one, I would say the next generator better coming out very soon here if they want to keep up the dominance they currently have.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest, I was wondering how long it was going to take for us to have an edge map Andy, as you put it. Not long. But we do have Givex just trying to patrol these generators and make sure nothing gets done. We do still have the Pop Goes the Weasel. It looks like it's going to be applied to this generator right here, making a lot of its progress go away. We do see the scratch marks on that wall there. We know a survivor is coming in for the save, which does happen. Givex try to punish whoever it was or go for the tunnel. And it looks like we are going to be going for the tunnel. And we do have Delusion here coming in for the body blocks as well.
That was an interesting hitbox on that wall right there. I would say that was quite in the open and should more be a throw, but that was an interesting injury, and that's another interesting one because that was a little bit too greedy there on the pallet. Sometimes you better just drop your resources a little bit early, even though you want to save the pallets as long as possible. That's going to be the 3rd stage, but look at the generator counter, ladies and gentlemen. We still have 4 objectives that need to be done here, so the pressure from the survivor team currently not the highest. The killer in a good spot. We can allow 2 more generators to pop off for the win condition. Even 3 generators would be fine. Then we would stay on the coal tower and would have to replay this set here. Givex going into the mind game on the shack. Mind games himself a little bit too much because the survivor has already rotated, but only for this generator here. Claudette way too greedy, should be an injury or at least a throw. Yeah, this time it's not going to be one on the rock right there, so that's a bit unfortunate. This injury would have been very, very important, but Nancy already coming over here, Lumagic with the rescue, but we have 3 injured survivors now, so Givex really able to put the survivor team under pressure, and at some point they will have to take the decision if they are going for a full reset.
Yeah, and it looks like it is just going to be the tunnel out completely onto Nightfall, and it's just a matter of time. We do have a couple pallets and a shack to work around here, so it's not completely game over yet for Nightfall. We're going to see a couple more loops. Can't wait too much longer. Givex does need to finally break this pallet. Let's see. Oh, this should just be a throw. Does it get anything? No, it doesn't. And throws them right into range for the body block, but now Nightfall fully infected is going to take the slowdown. Gets a little bit bamboozled on the hill. Oh, and misses another lunge. This chase is going so well for Nightfall, wasting a lot of time.
Yeah.
One more generator gets completed, and there's no longer a win condition for Karma. Nightfall finally goes down, but Luminescence is able to get a lot of gen pressure off of that.
And I'm going to lean myself out of the window with this claim, but I do feel like that these moments are the reason why Karma is not catching up to Luminescence. There are too many moments in set number 1 as well, where Luminescence is just taking over out of nowhere. This is the perfect example. You have the pressure onto them. You have the good chases. You have the downs. You start collecting the hooks. You're in a good spot. You have 3 injured survivors. And then Luminescence out of nowhere coming in with this very, very strong, very long chase, and everything starts to turn 180. And DBDLeague Season 8 is not giving you the room for any issues, for any errors, or even for any kind of hesitation. You don't have it. You need to play all moments and every single second on the absolute peak of your performance. That's going to be Sasua helping a little bit to get the magic down. That's going to be a thank you from the team captain later on here. But it's going to be the magic just got sacrificed by Sasua. That means we have 10 additional points for Team Karma, but that also seals the deal here in the opening match of Season 8. Luminescence winning with a 2-0.
Yeah, and a pretty convincing 2-0 at that. Final score for this round was 43-25. And Luminescence, I mean, I predicted it because they were the safe pick, but I'm glad I did, because I finally have a positive prediction record. Yay, let's go. If anyone was around last season, you all know I suck at predictions, but here we go. Luminescence with the win, making me happy that I am no longer wrong. Karma, not that great of a performance coming out here, but I was told that Givex isn't their main killer, so I'm hoping that we'll see a lot more from them in the future.
Yeah, I was about to say, well, your prediction rate when you were league commissioner was, what, minus 50%?
I think the actual number was like 21% accurate.
Okay, that's actually not the best, yeah. But at least you're getting better in it. Making a little bit of progress here.
Just a little bit.
But looking onto this game, though, what it shows us about Season 8, right? We touched a little bit on it in the end game. It does show really, like, I really think Karma suffered from single situations that had just way too much impact onto their game, especially this last trial. I do think their Mastermind was quite okay. He was quite doing good. He has his generator setup. He had 3 survivors injured. There was everything in place, basically, what you need to have a good pressure onto the survivor team. And then this one chase onto, I believe it was Delusion on the shack. It just basically ruined everything. Yeah,
that one chase at the very end costs Givex the game. And that in DBDLeague, that's all it takes. Everyone who's playing here is extremely good. You make one mistake, and that's it.
Yeah, let that be a warning to Sequence and Divine Dad coming up in the upcoming game, but we will have a separated campfire chat with that. I'm also heading out right here. Thank you everyone for the opening weekend with me. You will have a different caster in a second. They will introduce themselves to you. I'm staying around, just not on the desk. Will be with you. So you have a lot of Will for today, but I'm saying thank you. We are going off with the next game very, very soon. Campfire chat to be expected in, I believe, 15 minutes from now. So we ask you to stand by, everyone. Thank you for your support. We are starting off week 1 with the Russian, we could say Russian battle between Sequence and Divine Dead. And we are hyped to see you just for our next